You ever chase that dream of wide open nothing? Just you and the dirt under a sky that doesn't judge, only to have some slick operators try to yank it right out from under you. I snagged this 120-acre chunk of baked Nevada scrub back in 18, fresh off a decade bouncing around oil rigs in the Gulf, and another fixing up ghost towns out west, craving that bone-deep quiet where the wind whispers secrets and neighbors are a myth. But damn if it didn't turn into a showdown with a phony land co-op crew, fake badges and all, hell-bent on redrawing lines to pad their pockets, all because their queen bee had a grudge against outsiders like me who wouldn't play by her invisible rules. It started simple enough. I rolled up that dusty track off the old highway near Silver Springs, trailer rattling behind my beat-up Ford, loaded with a Jenny, some hand tools, a cot that had seen better days, and this fire in my gut for finally owning something untamed. No city codes breathing down my neck, just raw earth with echoes of an old cattle operation, tumble-down shed and all. But halfway in, there's this shiny chain-link gate slapped across the path, sign screaming, Desert Vista Conservancy, private lands, fresh asphalt gleaming beyond like they'd poured gold into the sand. And I'm thinking, what the hell? My title search showed zilch on any co-op or preserves. County docs crystal clear. No encumbrances. So I bushwhack around on a faint jeep trail the surveyor noted, pull into my slice of nowhere, and get to work clearing sagebrush under a sunset that painted the hills blood red, feeling like I'd finally outrun the noise. 3 mornings later, sweat pouring as I rake out dead tumbleweeds, this black sedan creeps up. No plates, tinted glass, and out step two burly types in crisp tan shirts stitched with Vista enforcement, clipboards at the ready, one with a radio crackling like they're playing cops. And the lead guy, this buzz-cut fella I'll call Vance, eyes me cold, says, Buddy, you're squatting on conservancy ground. Our co-op oversees this whole basin for eco-balance. No unapproved setups allowed. I wiped my brow, heart skipping a beat, because this smacked of some scam I'd heard whispers about in bar rooms. Folks getting squeezed by bogus groups claiming old mining rights or water easements to flip land for resorts. But I kept cool, fished out my deed packet from the glove box, spread it on the hood. Look here, parcel 47-2A, bought clean at auction, county stamped, no overlays. Vance skims it slow, frowning like it pains him, while his partner snaps pics of my rig, muttering into the radio about non-compliant occupation, and I'm boiling inside, this invasion stripping that fresh freedom I just tasted, their motive clear as day. Greed wrapped in greenwashing, expanding their preserve to gobble up cheap acres for high-end lots, targeting loners like me who wouldn't roll over. Vance hands back the papers, smirks. You'll hear from the board, pack up before it gets messy. And they peel out, dust cloud choking the air, leaving me staring at the horizon, resolve hardening like the cracked clay underfoot. 'Cause this wasn't just dirt. It was my shot at roots after years adrift, and no paper pushers were stealing that. But they didn't quit. Next dawn, red spray paint slashes vacate across my shed door, crude and cowardly. Probably nighttime creeps thinking it'd scare me off. But it just fueled the fire, reminding me of rig bosses who'd shortchange crews for bonuses. Same entitlement. I rigged up trail cams from my hunting kit, hidden in rocks, infrared eyes watching the perimeter, and kept grinding, framing a basic lean-to against the shed, generator humming like a loyal dog. Then the hammer dropped midweek, 3 sedans rolling in bold as brass, Vance leading with a smug grin, flanked by more goons in matching vests, now sporting body cams and what looked like pepper spray holsters, barging past my markers like they owned the deed, one barking, Time's up, we're citing you for habitat disruption, clear out or we'll escort you. Another waves a tablet, filming my every move, declaring to the lens, unauthorized dweller refusing compliance, note the refuse piles and structure violations. And I'm thinking, refuse? That's my firewood, you clowns, heart pounding now, the clash hitting peak, their drive, pure power grab, Vance's boss pulling strings to annex fringe parcels, forging docs to boost values, all from some deep-seated need to control after losing her own spread in a bad deal years back. I didn't flinch, stepped slow to my truck. "Fellas, you sure about this? Sheriff's a call away." But Vance laughs sharp. "We are the authority here. Co-op trumps your auction scrap." That's when the radio crackles. Back up en route, and tension snaps like dry twigs. But I'd prepped for this. Reached in deliberate. Pulled my old lever action rifle, legal, unloaded, safety on, and propped it visible by the lean-to. Not aiming, just stating facts, voice steady. "Open carries the law, boys, and you're the trespassers now." The shift was electric, Vance's face draining color. One goon stumbles back yelping, "He's armed! Threat level high!" Another grabs at his belt like he's got backup heat, illegal as hell, and they scatter chaotic, piling into cars with tires spinning wild. Vance yelling out the window, "You're finished, redneck! Cops'll bury you!" As dust settles, I exhaled slow, adrenaline crashing. But that moment cracked something open, turning fear to fight. 'Cause exposing their bluff felt like reclaiming not just land, but dignity I'd lost in thankless jobs. From there it snowballed. Their official letter hits my P.O. box days later. Glossy crap from co-op head Rita Voss, demanding eviction in 10 days, attached a phony map shading my acres into their buffer zone, complete with a backdated state filing that screamed forgery. Her motive dug deep. Resentment toward drifters like me, using eco-lingo to mask land thefts that funded her lifestyle after a failed marriage left her scheming. I scanned it all, looped in my buddy Cal, a sharp-eyed attorney from Reno who'd handled easement wars, and he whistles low. "This is Fraud City. Digital maps tampered. No real filings." We pull county records, confirm the GIS hacks traced to Rita's IP. No annexations on file. Just her solo crusade expanding a tiny co-op into a shadow empire, bullying elders into selling cheap with fake fines. Cal files complaints for record tampering. I upload blurred cam clips to a forum for off-grid folks, and it blows up. Media sniffing, tips flooding in about Rita's past scams like blocking a vet's homestead claim with bogus wetland tags, all to flip for condos. But Rita pushed harder, sending a nighttime crew. 4 vans at dusk, lights off, goons in tactical vests labeled Enforcement Division, batons gleaming, blocking trails like a siege, lead thug growling, "Last warning, drag your junk or we haul you." One lunges for my arm by the lean-to, rough grip twisting, but my sensors ping, floodlights blaze, cams rolling as I shrug him off. "Smile, fellas. You're on candid camera. Private land. Recorded trespass." They freeze. One swings wild missing. Another shouts, "Stand down, he's wired." Panic ripples, then bolting as sirens wail distant. Sheriff rolling in hot from my auto alert, cuffing 2 on the spot for assault and fraud. Vance among them hollering, "This ain't over. Reed'll sue you broke." But as cruisers haul him away, satisfaction surges. That rush of turning tables after months of siege, exposing their rot to the light. The fallout was sweet. Cal uncovers Rita's trail, forged grants, extorted sales from folks like Widow Ms. Hale, who whispers over coffee how Rita threatened her water rights till she caved. We subpoena records. Audits reveal cash siphoned for security. Feds jump in for grant misuse. Rita's board crumbles. One treasurer flipping with emails proving her orders. Apply pressure, secure the parcel. Trial hits like thunder. Me on the stand recounting raids, jury stone-faced at audio of her voice directing, removal if resistant. Victims piling on testimonies. Rita glaring daggers but crumbling under cross-exam, guilty verdict slamming down. 8 years fed time, co-op dissolved, her empire dust. 5 years on, my spread's thriving as Sagebrush Haven, solar rigs humming. A small co-op of my own with locals swapping produce, no bosses, just fair shares, even some ex-Vista folks joining, fences mended literal and not. Yet looking back under these stars, it nags. Did I go too far with the rifle show? Or was it the only language bullies like Rita understand? Could talking have diffused it? Or does greed like hers only yield to force? What do you reckon? Vigilante justice or wait for the system? Spill your thoughts below on land grabs, fake authorities, or community clashes you've faced. Like if this stirred you, sub for more raw tales and share your story. Might just light the next fire.